it's Margaret, and today I'm bringing you a video about what to do when you have a hostile or threatening buyer on eBay. Frequently, I see people going to the Facebook groups and asking everybody, what do I do? This person is threatening me. They're gonna leave me bad feedback, and they go and ask Facebook groups, what should they do about this particular situation? And I generally will respond, call eBay, ask their advice, because I find it most useful to go straight to the source. If you've got a problem with Amazon, call Amazon. eBay, call eBay, because they are the ones that set up the parameters for their site and what is acceptable and what's the correct this is the correct path to take in order to resolve the situation in your favor, hopefully. So I just wanted to share a situation that has arisen, or that arose recently, with a hostile and somewhat threatening buyer towards me. So this situation has pretty much resolved itself, or else I wouldn't even share it. I'm just waiting for feedback, but we'll get to that point in a second. So basically what happened was I sold some fabric to a lady. She asked, she sent me a best offer, which I accepted. She sent me a message saying thank you. Now, the lady receives the fabric and is not happy with them, which is fine. I have hassle-free returns and 30 days guaranteed money back. You don't like it? That's fine. Send it back. I'm happy to refund 100%. So the lady, and I will read some of the messages. I won't, of course, will not divulge the name or the particular item, because that will clue you into what it is. Anyway, the lady starts off fairly, normal sounding. She says, "I'm sorry, but the picture and description is totally off. This is so faded and thinned out material, and there's a run going across the entire thing. Dear Lord, it's nothing like the picture at all and doesn't match the description. I'm going to ask to return them unless you can come up with something." Now, when I read this, the first thing I noticed was she knows what she's doing. She knows to continually remind me that the item is not as described. The item is not as described, because she knows that that's an area that a buyer will get a defect if an item is not as described. So right there, that kind of like sent off a red flag that I have a feeling that this person has done this before. So I responded. Now, my responses are always professional. She could have called me every name in the book, but I will always remain professional, because when it comes down to eBay looking at which person to side with in the matter, they go back and read all of the correspondence between the two sides. So I start like I'm starting a letter. Hello, comma, and I say, "I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm not sure how I missed the flaws that you mentioned. I'd be happy to offer you $5 back as a partial refund," which was half, "or let you keep the item. If you would rather send them back for a full refund, I completely understand. Let me know what you prefer. Thanks, Margaret." So I gave her two options. I'm happy to give you a partial refund, keep them, or send them back. That's not a problem. So the response that I get back is the one that becomes the main problem. She says, "I would be happy to have you give me a full refund since they are not usable and they are so thin and faded. I wouldn't even buy them at Goodwill for $2. Okay, that's fine. Okay, send them back. But she continues, "I don't mean to be rude, but overlooking the fact that they are beyond expiry is beyond my belief. They are a hot mess and belong in the garbage. I want a full refund. Or," here it is, "or I can open a claim against you and you have to pay the full refund and the return shipping." And that was it. So at that point, she's basically saying, give me my money back and I keep them, or I'm gonna open a case against you. Which, okay, this was the point in which I decided to call eBay, because the lady is basically threatening to file a claim against me if I don't give her a full refund without having to send the item back. So I call eBay, and here's the thing. When you call eBay, you have to view the person on the other end as there to help you. Not, I mean, you have to get in the mindset that they're there to help you, not, oh my gosh, I have to call customer service, you know, just go into it negatively. Honestly, I treat it as if my friend that has moved across the country, moved to another part of the world, and I haven't talked to them in a while, and I'm calling them up and saying, oh, I've got this problem, can you help me? So I basically talk to the person like they are my good friend. And I start off, when they say what their name is, hello, so-and-so, I always ask them, how's your day going? And then I let them know, hey, I've got this problem. I'm not sure how to deal with this. I need your help. Can you help me? So usually that puts the other person, you know, and they've probably been yelled at 15 million times already during the day, and it will be so refreshing to have somebody, one, ask them, how's your day going? Two, say, I need your help. Can you help me? And honestly, this was a situation I'd never encountered before. So I just say, I've never dealt with something like this before, and I'm not really sure how to proceed. And I just want to make sure I do it correctly. Can you help me out? One, that gets the rep already looking at you in a positive way because you are behaving in a compassionate, caring way towards them. So honestly, the last lady I hung up with was talking to me like she was my girlfriend. So that's how you want to go about talking to a rep, whether with eBay, Amazon, wherever, because you want them on your side. So I called the rep and I just said, look, this is what's going on. I don't mind giving a refund. And I kept reiterating that, like, I have no hassle refunds. I don't mind giving a refund, but this person is saying they're gonna open a case against me, and I just wanted you guys to kind of look at this and tell me what you thought. So she went through and she read the messages, and she did feel, and she used the word, boy, it looks like she's trying to blackmail you. So I said, well, what do I do? You know, I don't mind her sending it back, but what do I do in this situation? She said, I'll tell you what to write. So she actually told me what to say to the lady. So here goes. So I'm writing back and I say, hello, starting like a letter, because this is professional correspondence. Hello, so-and-so, comma. I just wanted to let you know that I've contacted eBay about this transaction and that the messages between us have been reviewed. They agreed that they sounded like a blackmail situation, stating, give me a refund or else. And they advised me to ask you to open a refund and move forward to escalate the case from there. Sorry, this could not be resolved more amicably, Margaret. So basically calling that eBay rep, having them look through everything, and they see the way this woman is speaking to me, the way I'm speaking to her, how I continually say, I'm happy to give you a refund. All you have to do is send it back, or I can give you a partial refund. Anyway, so the lady sends me another message. She says, really? Blackmail? Seriously? Exclamation point. I want to return an item that wasn't as described. And what? That is sounding like blackmail? I'm opening a case against you for your item wasn't as described and returning it with you paying for the shipping. That isn't blackmail. Really? So again, repeating the item is not as described, the item is not as described. But basically, yeah, I mean, it's a threat saying, if you don't give me a full refund, I am gonna do this. I did respond back to her because I wanted to clarify for her that it wasn't that she was wanting to get a refund, it was the fact that she said, give me a full refund without sending it back, or I'm going to blah, 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 blah. So I wrote back again, hello, comma, I believe it was the portion stating, and I quoted her, I want a full refund, or I can open a claim against you and you will pay for the return shipping plus a full refund. I said, I did offer a partial refund with you keeping the item, or I also said you could return for a full refund. The above quote from your email sounds as if you are asking me to refund the entire cost of the item and let you keep it, or you will open a claim against me. I am attempting to resolve this issue in an appropriate way. Partial refund and keep the item, or send the item back for a full refund. Your seeming demand to immediately refund you in full, or you will open a claim, does sound like a bit of a threat. I would like to resolve this in the best possible way for both of us. Thanks so much, Margaret. So in my responses, I continue to reiterate, I'm trying to resolve this. I'm trying to resolve it in the best way for both of us. I'm giving you options. So when the eBay reps later will come back and read all of this, they will see the way she is speaking to me. They will also see, I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to work things out with you. I'm trying to resolve things in a positive way for both of us. You know, so they will see, okay, Margaret is trying to work it out. At that point, either she got the clue or she called eBay. So when I got the item back, there was a hole in it. There was not a hole in it when I sent it to her, which is fine. You know, at that point I had to make a decision. This is not a very expensive item. Do I go ahead and just refund her and not have to worry about any more messages? Or do I fight it out because it didn't come back in the way it was sent? I decided I wanted to go ahead and refund her, but I wanted to make it clear that the item did come back not as it was sent. So again, I called eBay. Hi eBay, I need your help. This is the situation. And again, you say, hello, how are you? How's your day going? Okay, great, I've got a situation. I'm not sure how to proceed. And I did, I let her know. She went back and read all the messages and I said, the item did come back with a hole in it. And there was not a hole. You can see in the pictures, there's no hole. And I said, I want to go ahead and refund this lady just so I don't have to get any more messages going back and forth between us. But I'm worried about the kind of feedback she's going to leave me. So they did say, well, hey, don't worry about it. We see, you know, the kind of seller you are. We see the correspondence between you and the lady. Should she leave you a negative feedback, call us back and we'll see what we can do about it. You know, we will probably side with you. I mean, you get a different person every time, but the girl I spoke with, you know, was saying, I'm writing all this down. We're gonna, you know, I'm making sure to document everything that you're telling me. And she's actually the one that said, you need to report this buyer. So that's what I did. I went and I reported the buyer at that point of refund. And I'll tell you what I wrote there. I mean, my whole point in doing this is not, you know, I'm not saying who this person is or what it is they bought or anything like that, but should you encounter this kind of situation, the way you handle yourself in this kind of situation will affect the way eBay sides. You know, they'll take a look at the way both parties are behaving. And if you are behaving in a way that is showing that you are professional, that you are trying to work things out, that you are, you know, doing everything in your power to make this person happy, they will likely side with you. So here's the way I reported the buyer. And again, I've never had to report a buyer and I've never blocked anybody, and I probably won't block this lady because she's probably never gonna buy from me again, and that's fine. I mean, I honestly never really saw the point in blocking anybody because they can just go open, if somebody wants to mess with you, they're gonna mess with you. They're gonna go open another eBay account and whatever, you know, so I just don't waste my time with that. So here we go. Here's the way I reported this lady. Hello, I've never reported a buyer before. Again, I'm writing it as, you know, in a letter form, you know, hello, comma, professional letter format. I've never reported a buyer before. Before the return was initiated, this buyer messaged me several times with very negative and intimidating language. I patiently explained that I'm happy to give a full refund once the item was returned in the condition that it was sent. She asked me to give her a full refund without having to send it back, or that she would open a claim against me, etc., etc. I called eBay at this point and the representative instructed me on how to write back to this buyer. She sent me a few more harassing messages and then began sending short and to the point ones. She opened a return and sent the item back. I received the item today. There is a hole in it which was not there when I sent it out. I decided that I would go ahead and refund the money even though I'm aware that the buyer damaged the item. I just didn't want to have to deal with her threatening and harassing messages anymore. I'm not sure why this buyer felt that she had to damage the item in order to get a refund. I would have been happy to refund it just because she didn't like it. I'm only reporting her because I would hate for a less experienced seller to come up against someone like this and not be sure what to do. Thank you so much, Margaret. Now I know there was another message that she sent me. So there were a couple other messages that came through after I explained to her which part of her message sounded blackmaily and threatening. And in those messages, she starts adding, you know, and the item has a hole in it, which she hadn't mentioned before about them being faded and having a whatever. So at this point, I'm guessing it's gonna be done. So we'll find out if she leaves me a negative feedback, and at that point, again, I'll just call eBay and say, you know, can you look back through the notes about this case, this whole situation, and let me know what we can do about this feedback. At this point, she has not, so we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. But again, my whole point in creating this video is to let you know that if you come up against a buyer like this, behave in the most professional way possible. Call eBay when you're not sure what to do. I mean, by all means, ask people in the Facebook groups if you need advice, but at the end of the line is call eBay. You know, go to the source and get them on your side, basically. I didn't really have to work to get them on my side because she was pretty threatening. I've got to say, I hope you never ever need this video, but if you do, I hope you find it helpful. Make sure you hit that like button and go out and enjoy yourselves, and I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.